Wednesday to you. So excited to be in the house live on AH Live, and we have a very special guest, the incredible Erisa Nicole, all the way from San Diego. Keep it classy. Keep it classy. But we met down in Texas. We were both on the bill at a show in Irving, Texas, just outside of Dallas. And it was so great meeting her and her very, very nice husband. And so I said, hey, why don't you come on the show? And she said, yes. So she has a brand new single, and it couldn't be with better timing. The single went for ads this week. It's got a fantastic start, and so yeah, we jumped on Zoom last night. She sent in her performance, so very excited to share that with you. Erisa Nicole, saxophonist from San Diego. And speaking of sharing, do us a favor, click share. We want to spread the good vibes. We're here every Wednesday, and it's episode 98, believe it or not. So crazy, so crazy. But do us a favor, click share. Also, remember to follow Adam Holly Artist page or like, and that way you can find out about everything that's going on. We have a ton of tour dates coming up, which we'll talk about a little bit later. We had 3 very fun shows this past weekend, so we'll get into all of that. But first, hey, we got to play a little bit of music, right? So I figured I'd pick a feel-good tune off of the new album. This one is called Keep It There. Come on, y'all. You can give me some hand claps on this one. goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we're just getting warmed up on a Wednesday. That was just a little bit of the tune, Keep It There, featured the one and only Steve Cole on the original. That's off the new album, Rising Up. And by the way, I got some incredible news. Shout out to my radio promoter, Jason Goroff. He just gave me a call, I believe it was yesterday. The new single, Gotta Get Up, which is the second single off the new album, was #1 spin crease, a massive 58 plus. So I just cannot thank all of you out there, all the supporters, and of course all of the program directors as well, just for all the enduring support on all of my projects. I just can't thank you enough. And of course, huge thanks to Jason Goroff. So, and I've been having several people reach out and say they heard the new song. So appreciate you guys. Glad you're enjoying Gotta Get Up. It's the second single. And just real quick, want to remind you guys, if you want to help out the show, we make it real easy. Just click the link in the description. It'll take you to PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. Of course, you can do stars through Facebook as well. And you guys are the reason we're here 98 episodes strong. So crazy to say that, but we appreciate you guys. And without further ado, hope you enjoy the incredible Erisa Nicole.
Hey, what is up, Erisa? How you doing today?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Great to see you. We were just hanging in Irving, Texas, outside of Dallas. So great to hang with you again. And I want to start with you where I start with everybody. Why did you pick up the saxophone?
Okay, well, I started actually with a clarinet, right? And so I actually kind of got a late start because most kids start middle school band. Not me. I started in the 9th grade with the clarinet, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Like, my dad, I went to him one day, I was like, Dad, I can't stand this thing. I was first chair, although I probably didn't deserve to be first chair, but I was, and I told him, I was like, I'll do anything for you to get rid of this clarinet. And so, there was actually a Thanksgiving concert, and this was probably like 11th grade. There was a Thanksgiving concert that me and my family went to, and it was a gospel concert, and a saxophonist by the name of Angela Christie was there, and she played, of course. And after I saw her play, I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. So I begged my dad for a saxophone. I was like, Daddy, please buy me a saxophone. I promise you I'll practice every day. I'll do whatever it takes to get good because I want to do what she does. And so, of course, for Christmas, my dad granted me my wish, and he bought me a saxophone. But I had a late start. So I really tried to learn it. My entire senior year, I was grinding hard. And that was kind of like the start of my whole journey, was in my senior year playing saxophone.
And it's so funny because, I've had, obviously, saxophone. Sax is king when you talk about jazz. And I could, if I had a nickel for every saxophone player that started on clarinet and then tossed it away. But that is too funny. Not that I want to get into a clarinet bashing instance here, but it's kind of funny how common that is. That a lot of woodwind players seems to start on clarinet and then make that transition.
Yeah, it just wasn't my cup of tea, and I just had to let it go. I'm like, this just didn't work for me. But saxophone it was.
Well, you definitely took it very serious. I see, looking in your bio, you have some classical training. You also got a bachelor's in music, or a bachelor's in music education, right? So you definitely took it quite a long ways. And that's, it's a passion of mine. I teach at a college down in Orange County, so I think that's awesome that you continued. And have you been using the bachelor's in music education at all, or is that something you think of going into at some point?
Yes. So it's funny you say that because I entered into a teacher credential program, and in California, as you know, you live in California, teaching in schools, you would think it would be easy. Not by a long stretch. It's pretty hard, and the process is pretty gruesome. However, I started it, so I am working on my teaching credential to teach music in California.
Definitely. And you have some really great credits as well. I want to talk about the show that we just did in Texas, but I saw something about performing at the Apollo Theater. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was so much fun. Okay, so here it is. I'll show you a little bit about that. So Apollo at the time, remember I told you I started in my senior year, right? So I mean, I don't even know what I was thinking, but there was a tour that Apollo was doing, and they actually came to San Diego. And I really honestly don't even know how they picked me, but they did, to come, and they flew me to their studio, of course, or to the Apollo Theater. And I didn't really know how to play. So at the time, I was just kind of faking it. Fake it till you make it, right?
Right. You took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say, well, that's Hollywood for you, right? So
yeah. And so I didn't get swept off the stage by the Sandman.
Hey.
He didn't tap dance me off. And I played, at the time, I Believe I Can Fly was like a hit. I played that song. The crowd, they were singing along and they cheered for me. So, I mean, I guess I did a good job. But it was a really great experience. And that was kind of like the start to me realizing, like, hey, I think this is really what I want to do. Because, there's so many great people who have come through the Apollo Theater, so many greats. But yeah, just have that experience. It was a really great experience to have.
Now I'm curious, do you have any distinct influences on the saxophone? Because I heard your show in Texas, and shout out to Kevin Solomon, Solo and Hill, for having us down there a few weeks ago. And you had great originals, you had some really cool covers. But what are your influences in terms of your stylings?
Honestly, and I've heard this a lot, and I don't hear it at all, but a lot of people say, you remind me of Everett Hart. And I'm thinking, Everett Hart, he is amazing, but of course, Everett Hart, Marcus Anderson, of course, the greats, Charlie Parker, Sonny Stitt, all of those who paved the way for all of us saxophonists. I definitely, of course, Kirk Whalum, Gerald Albright. Those are some of the ones who have really kind of influenced me in my playing and my style of playing. Donald Hayes, actually, he kind of groomed me for a little bit. It was so funny because I'm like, listening to him, and then of course, working with him and alongside him kind of really helped me as well. So yeah, I think that kind of is it in a nutshell. But and then of course, the list goes on. As you listen to people, you kind of take a little bit from that person, take a little bit from this person, you kind of mesh it to kind of make it into your own. So yeah.
Definitely. And if I remember correctly, I think you were playing alto sax. Is there any reason that spoke to you in particular?
Honestly, at the time, if you want to be honest, my dad, he always shares the story with me. He calls me Reese. That's my nickname. I'm like Reese's Pieces. But he says, Reese, I bought the alto saxophone because at the time when he went down to the music store, the gentleman, it was Allen's Music here in San Diego, the gentleman, he was selling them, and he had a bunch of alto saxophones for sale, right? And my dad, being the guy that he is, he's like, well, I want to take your cheapest instrument. And so he took, of course, the alto saxophone because he had a plethora of altos, as most music stores do. And he took that. It was a student model. I think he paid like $250 for it. So, And after he saw that I was really serious, I got like the first generation of the Big Bell series, Cannonball Big Bell series, and I still have that. It's so heavy. However, it's an amazing horn. It's an amazing horn. I still play Cannonball to this day. So shout out to Cannonball. You make amazing horns. But yeah, so that's kind of why I have, I kind of started with alto and I stuck with alto. And yeah, that's really the reason why. Thanks, Daddy.
Wow, what a great story. Well, it all culminates in a brand new single that just went for ads this week. So tell us about the new music.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. The song is entitled Good Feeling. And essentially, the song title, my husband, he titled it, the song, because when I listened to it, I'm like, I don't know what to call this song. But he's like, this song kind of gives me a good feeling. I was like, that's it. That's what it's going to be called, because I wanted to pretty much give people a good feeling. That's kind of the purpose behind my music. I always want to share joy and love in the music that I play, no matter to who it is. I always want that to kind of be a part of the message, behind my music. So with Good Feeling, essentially, I wanted that message to get across. So I hope that it gives each and every one of you a very good feeling after you listen to it.
Girl, what is going on out here? Like lately, I haven't seen any skaters. There used to be a group of skaters and dancers. It's really sad. It's really
sad.
unfortunate.
It's depressing. I don't know what to do anymore.
I guess you're not gonna play today?
Apparently not. I mean,
Wow.
it's hard to play to people who are just bumps on the wall.
But you know what? You have to play today.
Why?
Because I'm sure that there's someone that you can lift their spirits.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
What?
I got it. I promise you, I got it.
Wait, come. What are you doing?
I got it.
Girl!
Wait.
Watch
I
out!
promise.
What are you doing?
A good feeling.
A good what?
A good feeling.
Oh my god. So what am I supposed to do?
A good feeling.
Amazing, amazing. No, it's killer tune. And before we get out of here, I definitely want you to let us know where we can find you online, because not only, of course, we want to grab your music, but you had one of the most incredible merch collections I've seen in quite a while, and great, vibrant colors. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so good feeling. I have, let's see, sweatshirts. I think you and Kat were able to get a couple of the sweatshirts or shirts, one of the two. So yes, if you go to my website, erisanicole.com, you'll find all of the collection of good feeling shirts, sweatshirts. Of course, you'll find the actual single. You will also find, I call it the vintage collection, but of the Erisa Nicole Experience t-shirts. Let's see, what else will you find? I think that's it. But yes, there are a lot of vibrant colors. I love colors. I think that colors make me just feel happy. I don't know, pinks and blues and reds. I don't know. It just brings me like this big happy smile. So hopefully you guys can check it out. erisanicole.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Erisa Nicole and Facebook, Erisa Nicole. So hopefully, yeah, you guys will follow me, check me out, follow my music journey, and hopefully purchase some merchandise.
100%. Well, awesome. So great to have you on the show, and thanks for making the time to come on AH Live.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. And yes, say hello to Kat for me. We had a great time in Dallas. So yeah, say hello. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Oh, yes, the one and only Erisa Nicole. Thank you so much, Erisa, for hanging out. And she's in the chats, too, so say hi to her if you haven't already. So much fun. What a great video. Killer. It'd be hard for me to do that. I have to learn how to roller skate first, so. I digress. I'm going to bring in my lovely wife, Kat. Holly with the Cat Cam. Hey,
Hi.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Now, my question is, could you pull that off? Do you got the roller skating skills?
You know what? I shouldn't say I don't know how to roller skate, but I do roller blades much better.
Okay.
And it's really weird because a lot of people say it's harder for them to rollerblade than to roller skate. But
that's funny.
You get me on some rollerblades, then I'm all over it.
You know, and that I totally forgot about rollerblading. I was really into rollerblading when I was like 11, 12, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, that was like a really big thing.
Yeah, and I actually taught myself on my sister's larger roller, because I didn't have a pair.
Okay.
And she did, but you know, we're 4 years apart, so hers were like just way too big.
Right.
But I like wore like 2 socks, and then I put like a sock in the front.
That is funny. You were determined.
Yeah, and then I just, would ride around the park and stuff. And then finally when I got some that were actually my size, you couldn't stop me.
That's funny. Yeah, because at that age too, when you're growing up, 4 years is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were big.
They were probably like 6 sizes too big.
They were big.
You could probably fit 2 feet in one blade. That is too funny. Well, I'm going to give you the floor. What are the vibes out there? What are people saying on a Wednesday?
On a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so many people really loved Erisa. Oh my goodness. Hi, Erisa. How are you?
What's up?
Totally loved her. Everyone was saying thank you, Adam, so much for introducing them.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Her and her music.
And I didn't tell the whole story too. She actually, when we met her in Texas, she said, "Oh, I watch your show all the time." I was like, "Really? That's awesome. Well, then you got to come on."
I know. It's so sweet.
So thanks for tuning in, Erisa. And also, by the way, I see another great saxophonist in the chats, Brittany Atterbury. She's going to be on the show in a few weeks as well. So what's up, Brittany? We got all the saxophonists in the chats today, in the comments.
And we actually have another friend of ours, Brian Christopher Clay.
Oh,
He's
what's
watching.
up, Brian?
Hi, Brian.
Keyboardist extraordinaire. He's been on the show before, too. So what's up, Brian? Hope all is well in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Rocket Top.
And you know what? I feel so bad because I totally forgot to wear my sweatshirt that I had got from Erisa in Texas.
Good feeling.
So cute. I know. And And then when I was thinking about her being on the show today, I was like, oh, cool, because we just saw her. And then briefly I thought about the shirt.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, well, yeah, I'll put it on. And then when I was getting ready and stuff, I totally forgot.
Oh,
and then watching the video right now, I was like, oh, my goodness. I could have put my shirt on.
Right. That's funny.
But so many people loved her. When you guys were doing your interview, Juanita Canley said, what a lovely woman. Keep up the great work.
Yeah.
And when she told her Apollo Theater story, Diane Otley Johnson said, great story. Good old Apollo Theater. I'm a New Yorker. Thanks so much for sharing.
Oh, yeah. Legendary. Rarefied air performing over there. That is so cool.
And Juanita Canley also said, Adam, just love that you introduce us to and share your space with these talented new artists.
Oh, yeah, no, it's the least I can do. You know, like I said, I heard her in Texas. We heard her, and she was great. It's like, hey, let's... and then it couldn't have been better timing. I really didn't plan this, but it just so happened that the new single came out this week. So, hey, come on now. Sometimes it's meant to be.
Perfect timing. When her amazing music video started playing... Teresa Babber says, love the video, great tune.
Yeah.
Shelly Singleton says, it's upbeat and skaters in the video. Yes.
Yeah.
And James E. Creer said, awesome video. Thank you, Adam, for introducing us.
Oh, and Kurt Schmidt, I did not realize this. Erisa just released a behind the scenes video. So you can check that out too. I'm sure it's on her YouTube page or social media. So yeah, check it out.
Thank you. And I'm getting so many compliments. Erisa says, you look cute, cat. Thank you. And Deborah Childs Baker says, I like your shirt.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, you guys know during Black History Month, I have to rep with my shirts.
I'm going to go full screen with you so we can get the whole, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, so it says Driven, and then it has the one and only Malcolm X on it. And then it has these beautiful colors that look amazing on melanated skin. So
There you go. Working it out.
Working it out. And sorry, I keep getting all of these new alerts from you guys. I love that you guys have conversations in the chat, and then you spit things to us here and there. But so many people loved Erisa, loved her story. And you know what? If you don't mind me, Erisa, I would like to tell a little bit about your story. I thought you were going to do it in your interview, but when we were listening backstage to Erisa's show in Texas, she had gave, her story, her testimony that years ago, I guess, was it that you had pneumonia and something else was wrong, and the doctors were telling her that she wasn't going to make it, and they were telling her husband to prepare, that she wasn't going to come home. And she said, she was having conversations with the Lord and was like, if you get me out of this, I would use my instrument to just bring beautiful music to people. And it was just so touching and just really, really special. And I can definitely relate because I was deathly ill as a teenager, hospitalized and going to different specialists and doctors literally telling you to your face, I don't know what's wrong with you. And so it just was really, really nice to hear that and then see someone share their story on stage and then just express it through music and to share a part of them with us. So that was just super cool.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, and Erisa, so many people are saying that they found you on Facebook, they liked your page.
And if you ever forget, she explained to me how to properly pronounce her name. It's Erica, but replace the K with the S.
With the S.
And then you got it.
And she said, I had sepsis, pneumonia, lupus, and a blood count of 2.
Oh, my goodness.
God brought me out. He sure did.
What a blessing. Oh,
what
my goodness.
a blessing.
Wow.
I know. And so many people are saying, what a story. Amen. Wow, that's a testament, a true blessing.
Yep.
Yeah. Amazing.
Wow.
I know. And you know what? One of our friends, Ken Friend, when we were at Timpan this weekend, he was telling us a story how he was in the hospital, I think like 3 or 4 years ago.
Wow.
And the doctors were also telling his wife to prepare that he wasn't going to make it. And I was sharing with Ken Friend, I said, that's just like when my mom was in the hospital
Right. Yeah,
with
with COVID.
in
Yeah.
2020. You know, the doctors told me before she went into the hospital, you know, she has to stay here. If she goes home, she will die. And even when she was in the hospital, doctors were telling me over the phone that she wasn't going to make it. And but as you guys know, my mom, she fought. We all prayed, and you know, she made it through, and she's out. And
I saw several people. They were saying, "Where's Kat Finn?"
I
And they said, "Is
know.
she on grandmother duty?" And she is.
She
She's
is.
carting Adam Jr. around. He has basketball training tonight, so I'm sure she'll rewatch later.
Yeah, and you know, last week she had taken him to training, but last week training was at 6, so she was able to like chill and like watch on her phone.
Yeah.
But today, my cousin texted me earlier and was like, "Oh, can you come a little bit earlier today?" So I think they're probably driving right now.
So maybe don't watch and drive, Granny.
Yeah, they're
Just
probably
catch the
driving
replay.
home.
Catch the replay.
In traffic.
Well, and then you mentioned Tin Pan. That's a great segue because I wanted to chat a little bit about our weekend. What a whirlwind weekend. So we flew to Greenville, South Carolina. We played Blues Boulevard. Big shout out to Gerald out there for having us. So much fun. We had a packed house. Then we went to Tin Pan Saturday, 5.5-hour drive. So if you follow me on social media, you saw we did a few check-ins from the road.
Right.
Had such a blast there. Friend of the show, Jason Jackson, he played sax for the show, which was so awesome. He did a great job. So thanks, Jason. Then we had 3 flights Sunday morning because we had to make it to San Diego to play at Humphreys. We had not played at Humphreys in 6 years, since 2016. And they had stopped doing jazz. And so now jazz is back. We had a sold-out show. And so just want to thank you all. I saw several people mention in the comments they had a good time at the shows this weekend.
Yeah.
So really appreciate you all for the support. And by the way, Erisa will be there. Drop in the comments, Erisa. I think you said it was late March that you're going to be playing there. So
cool.
At Humphreys. But big thanks again to Blues Boulevard, Tin Pan, and Humphreys for having us. And we have a bunch of shows coming up. So let me throw up the tour schedule real quick. Our next show is next weekend on Sunday at the Calaroje in Mobile, Alabama. So very excited to be back to Mobile. We haven't played there in about 6 years.
Really? Has it been that long?
It has. So excited to come back. The following week, any of you Northeasterners out there, we're playing in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which is only an hour from Boston. People always ask me, when are you coming to Boston? Well, this is a chance to come see the show. We're very excited to be at Jimmy's on Congress. It is an absolute gorgeous venue. So hope to see you there. And then the rest of these shows, they've been on the docket for a while, but we'll be in Daytona. We'll be at Brothers in Norfolk, at the Berks Jazz Fest, and so on and so on. And let me see. There's a couple new ones on here, too. Dauphin County in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Very excited about that. V-Room Jazz Experience in Durham, playing in Durham for the first time since 2018. So a lot of great shows. Go to adamholly.com, jump on the mailing list, and keep track of the tour dates. We hope to see you out on the road.
And there's so many people, like James Creer said, you guys were amazing at Tin Pan, but where was I? I didn't see you, James. I didn't meet you in the CD line. Maybe I missed you before I came out. And then Denise Walters, you said you were at Humphreys. I did not see you. How is this possible? I missed so many people. And we had Deborah Childs Baker was also at Humphreys, and Rhonda Kilpatrick, Marilyn and Rick from San Diego. Marilyn and Rick said it was so great to see us and that we had a great show. Thank you guys so much. And Rick, you were cutting a rug on the dance floor.
And we also had Robert and Elizabeth Garza. They came down all the way down from Fresno.
I know.
Mid California. It's not NorCal. I don't know. What is there a name for that region? Come on, you're a California native. Come on.
I know,
come on.
but I don't particularly like Fresno, so I don't know.
Well, dang, that's where they live. Man, this is harsh.
Well, it has nothing to
Sorry,
do with
Robert.
them. It has nothing to do
Elizabeth.
with them. I mean, it's
That has nothing to do with knowing the name of the region.
Yeah, it does, because I don't want to know anything about it.
Wow. Digging a hole once again. Well, this is why they call you the Cardi B of smooth jazz. We'll just say
no,
anything.
I have family that live there. My sister went to Fresno State and played softball. You know, I've spent a lot of time there, but I don't know. It's just like the middle of California, I guess.
Yeah, middle California. There we go. We have some people saying looking forward to seeing us on the cruise. We can't wait for that. Las Vegas, City of Jazz. We'll be there April 24th. So a lot of fun shows coming up. Central California. Thank you, Brad Alexander. Central California.
Central California.
That makes so much sense. I don't know why I didn't say that in the first place. Yeah.
The middle of
Well,
California.
I said mid-California, but Central California sounds so much better.
So it's not really by anything. It's just
Well,
hot.
it's in between. It's kind of more or less halfway to the Bay Area from LA. So, anyways,
Nicole Caselli says, "I love that Cat just tells it like it is." Well, I mean, I don't know what else I'm supposed to say.
Yeah. Well, maybe not bury the places people are living, but other
I'm
than
not
that.
burying it.
Well, so speaking of getting buried, we got some snow today,
Yes,
which is
we did.
crazy. I have lived in California for 20 years. It'll be 20 years in August. I've never seen snow here. And of course, I've seen snow growing up in Oregon and going up to the mountain to ski. It snowed today. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
Kat got some awesome footage, pictures, and video. So let's throw these up. I mean, this is like a once in a lifetime. Well, I guess not once in a lifetime. You said it snowed once when you were growing up?
No.
More than that?
No, it's never snowed.
So it's first time for you.
Well, I mean, aside from going to the high mountains.
That's not what I'm talking about.
But you mean just like snowing down here?
Yes.
It snowed like a little, like a
Okay.
very little bit, maybe like 4 years ago.
Okay. Where was I? I must have been on the road, I guess.
I don't
remember
know.
that.
But it was like, North Fontana, like way up.
Okay.
But it
all
was
right.
just like a little bit, probably like just hail, maybe.
Okay.
But it was not, I've never seen anything
So check
like
out
today.
these photos. Crazy.
Look at
A
this.
winter wonderland, and yet we've got palm trees.
Look at this.
This is crazy. This was today
crazy.
around, what, 11 a.m., I think, noon, something like that?
Yeah. Look.
Crazy. Just crazy.
The flowers are covered. And and for some of you, look, the pool has ice all around it. For a lot of you that are, either in Central America, the North, Northeast, even like South, you're not surprised by snow. But this, I saw probably like 5 people on our block as well taking pictures and video when I was outside because it just was insane. We've never seen anything like it. This is climate change
Not a good time to jump in the pool right now.
at its
That
best
water
right
was
now.
cool. It was very cold. I had to adjust the little vacuum, and my hand fell asleep. It was crazy. Here's Junior. He made a little snowball.
Yeah, I had literally just picked him up from school, and when we got home, he jumped out of the car and started playing with it that was left on the other car.
Nicole Caselli says, what does Rufus think of the snow? Did you let him outside?
I did not let him outside because I didn't want to, have to deal with that wet dog smell after. So
That's funny. I think we have one more picture.
And this
Little bit
was
of snow on the
hilarious
palm.
because never in my life have I seen snow on a palm tree.
Right.
It's just crazy.
That's wild.
I just have like no words.
And we have
because-
we have a couple of videos too here. Let me turn the music down.
But then it's like, it's crazy.
Crazy. So that's the entrance into our community. And
Right.
Then, and then this is from out the front
Literally
door.
snowing in Southern California and not in the mountains. This is insane. snow on the palm trees.
You had quite the digital zoom there. That was like, it
Thank
went
you.
like.
Well, I was really cold, so my hands were like, my fingers were kind of moving like sporadically. But yeah, it just was, so many people are saying, oh wow. Like I'm saying, oh wow, because this is Southern California and we're not at the like mountaintop. So it just was, this was definitely a first in a lifetime.
So we're getting a lot of haters.
Why?
Shelly Singleton says, Kat, that was sleet.
Girl, that was, I don't know what you call it, but that was not something we were used to here.
Then Peggy Rampa says, it looks really wet. They're hating on our snow. Hey, it's California. It never happens. Just let us have our little moment. It melted within like an hour or two. So
Right. Well, yeah, it was really wet because it would like hail and then it would rain. Then the snow was falling for like 30 minutes. Then it started raining again and then it would hail and then more snow. It was just so weird.
Chuck Campbell said it snowed in St. Louis today.
Oh, really?
Crazy. Joseph England says it was a polar plunge.
Dave Simon says, did they have to bring out the big plows for the 1/8 of an inch?
Yeah, well, we don't even have plows.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I didn't know like how to drive because when I took that video in the car, I was coming from UPS, which is like right down the street, and I like skid a few times. I was like, oh my gosh, I had to like drive a little bit more slow, but it was not fun.
This is funny. It says, where'd it go? Tony Aponte said, hey, Linda, tell them about snow. They are discounting our snow.
Even Erisa says, that's snow in my book. Close enough, I guess.
Too funny.
And then Tony says Southern Californians just stay off the road.
Well, that's true. We can all agree on that. Yeah.
Well, even
We're gonna be
when
no
I
good.
was outside taking that video of everything, I slipped in the driveway.
Yeah.
And our neighbor across the street was like, you need to just stay inside,
Yeah.
SoCal girl. You know?
Pretty much.
I was like, I don't know how to do
That
this
is too
weather.
funny. And finally, we have one video from Junior doing a little bit of training. So let me throw that up real quick. Yeah, he was taking off.
So I liked that video. I wish I had more of it because remember last week, was it last week or the previous week, we were talking about Adam getting training in not the suburbs. You know, basically, and someone had said there was a episode on Blackish about that. Just how, like, you know, when you go to the city and when you're in the suburbs, things are like very different. And so my cousin, the trainer that you saw in the video, he just like yells at the kids and he's like in their face. And like, that's exactly what I think Adam Jr. needs.
Yeah.
And last week, you know, he had like a group of kids and he was like, what grades do you guys get? Do you guys get good grades? They're like, yeah, you know, we get really good grades. We all get A's. And he's like, well, you're failing this class. And all the kids are like, oh. He's like, you got an F in here today.
Jocelyn says street training.
Exactly. I know. So it's just so funny. Like, just, you know, you kind of just have to get a little more raw and rough. And I even told it's so funny. I'm saying his suburban trainer. His trainer out here at the gym where he does his travel ball. I told him yesterday, I said, you know, you could be a little bit more aggressive with him and like harder. And he's like, really? I said, yeah. And,
Please do.
He's like, how do you think he'll take it? Because I said, just get in his face. Because when I work out with him, but he doesn't like it because I'm mom. You know how kids, you know, they receive things differently. But I'm like in his face and you have to help dissect things and you make them do it over and over again. And he doesn't like that. Yeah. But yeah, I told his trainer, I was like, yeah, I said, just be gritty. And he's like, okay. He's like, but I have to think about him, like in his mental capacity, because, you know, these kids these days, they're different than from when we were coming up. And my cousin said the same exact thing. they were like, we don't know what's with this generation.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you have to come at things in a different way than like what we received them growing up, which is very true. But I was like, nah, just
let them have it. That is too funny.
So many people are. Nicole Caselli says, as a native New Yorker, I made fun of Delawareans panicking over 1 to 3 inches of snow. My first year down here, till I skidded my car across a highway trying to stop at a Dunkin' Donuts.
Wow. That's a good one. That's a good story.
She said, I'll never make fun of a little bit of snow again, especially when an area doesn't know how to prepare for it.
That is too funny.
Yeah, exactly. And then Kurt Schmidt talking about Adam's basketball video. Suicides, ? Good thing for you. Stopped recording unless AJ finished. Well, I try not to let AJ see me record because he gets all mad.
Right.
And he says we like mess up his game and make him nervous. So like during games and stuff, he'll sometimes look at me, you know, give me the eye, like if I'm like being loud. And even Big Adam will like nudge me sometimes. And I'm like, what? I'm like in the game.
Yeah.
But Adam Jr. doesn't like that. So sometimes I have to like control myself.
That's too funny. Well, hey, we have a few minutes left. Do we have any Ask Adam questions?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, so this one is from Kurt Schmidt, and this is for both of us. Does the outfit picked for a performance ever get decided after seeing the venue and basing it on the colors, etc.?
Definitely, yeah. I always bring extra outfits on purpose. And it's funny. Sometimes I'll walk into a venue, like if I'm not going to be able to go back to the hotel, and I'll have like 3 jackets, and then someone always has some sort of wisecrack, like, oh, you know. But it's really because, you know, I want to kind of assess the situation. Definitely colors of the room, how long is the show, just a variety of different factors, and you know, just kind of gauge the look and also the comfort. And you know, for instance, we had a really long night at Humphreys. We played from 6 until 9, which is pretty unusual. We did take 2 decent breaks, but still, in my mind, I was like, I don't think I'm going to make it in a sport coat.
I know.
You know, so I you know, pulled out one of the trusty button downs. But yeah, what about you, Kat?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes I will look up the venue before we even leave home, and or I'll ask Adam, like, is the venue outside? Is it a club? Is it a theater?
Right.
And so that will really base on what like I'm packing, and I always pack probably like 3 or 4 extra dresses or outfits anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to. And so yeah, so it's like a theater. It's definitely going to be something a little more dressy. If it's outside, you could get away with things that are like more for women who know fashion, like maxi dresses for myself, or Adam, you know, like you said, with the t-shirts or your button-down shirts. So yeah, definitely.
And then it's interesting too, if it's outside, what time is it at? Because if it's you know, anytime before 6, it's going to be pretty toasty if it's a summer festival. However, you know, when the sun goes down, it gets cool pretty quickly. So even at Seabreeze this last year, I think the set was at 7 or 8. So I actually was very comfortably able to wear a sport coat, and it was fine because, you know, you're on the water, the breeze starts coming in. I was actually grateful I had some layers because it actually got a little chilly.
Yeah.
So.
And oh, Denise Walters, thank you. She said your dress was beautiful at Humphreys, Cat. Thank you so much. Yeah. So it really just depends, and we've definitely been caught in situations where we had a certain type of outfit on and we were just dying of sweat and heat. I think for me, more like on the east. I remember one time we were in Philadelphia and I was dying on stage. And also in Florida, it's just like you can't breathe.
Well, one of the years that we did Gulf Coast Summer Fest, it was just very humid. Very humid. So
yeah, I do remember that. And didn't Mesa have like some like heat exhaustion or something? I
don't know, but it's, you know, it's always challenging down there, you know, with the humidity plus the heat, and then us coming from the West Coast, we're not used to the humidity, so it you know, it feels like you're trying to breathe in an oven.
It does. And then, you know, like you sweat by just standing there until like with Adam playing the guitar, he's always having to wipe his hands and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, so definitely. Tony says change when someone else has the same outfit on.
Yeah. You know, that happened to me on the Dave Koz cruise. I have a jacket that I really like, and I showed up right before the gospel show, like a few minutes before, and then Ken Turner, fantastic vocalist, had the same exact blazer, but there was no time. You know, even on the cruise, you know, you just have to go up a couple floors to your room, but since I had cut it kind of close, it's like, well, I guess we're wearing the same jacket.
I know. That is so funny.
Yep.
I don't think I've had that issue.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I
funny.
do get a lot of compliments, like women, when I come off stage, they'll say, oh my gosh, I have those shoes. Or,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's, and I'm like, okay, good old Macy's or Nordstrom.
Right, exactly. That's funny.
So yeah, I think, oh wait, I had one more. This is from Isabella in Dubai. And she says, what would your advice be for late bloomers in music or people studying music late?
Yeah, well, the main thing is, regardless of when you start, is consistency. And so I tell all of my students this, or anyone who asks for advice, is the main thing is, let's say you have 7 hours in a week to practice, just for sake of example. You're much better off doing an hour each day than not touching your instrument, or if your vocalist not singing until, you know, the weekend, and doing 2 3.5 hour sessions, or only practicing once a week and do 7 hours. You say, well, I practiced for 7 hours. Well, a bunch of that time will be spent just trying to remember, what was I doing last week. Retraining your fingers is all about muscle memory. So whatever amount of time you have, spread it out, and then you'll see improvement much quicker, because you'll have that muscle memory, you know, especially like if you're a guitarist trying to remember the shapes of all the chords. You know, if you come back to it each day, it'll just come back to you that much quicker. So
Definitely.
yeah,
Muscle memory is everything.
it is. Yeah.
So many people, you know, say if I just randomly say like, oh, I couldn't hear myself. And they say, you couldn't hear yourself? Well, how did you sing?
Yeah.
I said, well, a lot of it is muscle memory. Like,
Yeah.
I know the song,
Yep.
or, you know, I know what key I'm supposed to be in, how long I'm supposed to hold the note. And I could feel all of that, you know, like if it feels wrong, then I know something's wrong.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Muscle memory.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, honey, as always. And yeah, we will see you next week.
I know, next week. What next week? Episode 99.
99.
Adam
We're
and I still
counting
haven't figured
down.
out what we're going to do for episode 100. We have a few ideas, but we haven't like executed it. But
we're going to work it out.
it'll be cool.
We're going to work it out. It's going to be good.
Bye, everyone.
All right. And speaking of next week, episode 99, we're going to have the incredible Jason Jackson in the house. As I mentioned, saxophonist extraordinaire. He was nice enough to come and do my show at Tin Pan. Well, he has a new single that's coming out in about a week and a half. So he's going to record a video for us, and we're going to debut it. It's an awesome tune. It features Tim Bowman, and it's very cool. So excited for that. So tune in next week for new music, and we're going to go out with an oldie but a goodie. This is a tune off my first album called Eastlake. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a distinct honor to spend another Wednesday with you. That was an oldie but a goodie, Eastlake, from my first album, Just the Beginning. Huge thanks again to Erisa Nicole for dropping in, and tune in next week for brand new music from Jason Jackson. Thanks so much. Have a great night.
Thank you.